Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Tonight, I'm here for Arsenal versus Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium, a game that should be very interesting. Chelsea have been quite good against Big Six sides. Arsenal, when they played Chelsea earlier in the season, were a little bit shaky. So, can Chelsea put off a big result tonight, or will Arsenal have the better of them once again? A lot of people expect Arsenal to win this evening. They are the stronger team. They are the team in the title fight. Chelsea currently sat ninth in the Premier League, so it'll be very difficult for the Blues to get anything from today's game. But I'm always going to be confident, always going to be optimistic that Chelsea can get some sort of result against Arsenal. Arsenal, despite their quality, don't have the best of track records against Chelsea, so hopefully the Blues can pull something off. Ryan Cheam, welcome to the stream with a classic high full stop. Great to see you, Ryan. And as I say, just me this evening, no Harry alongside me, no guests, so do get involved in the live chat this evening, keep it active and give me someone to talk to. But yeah, Ryan saying, brilliant, and you. I'm great, Ryan. Really buzzing for this. Hopefully Chelsea win. I do feel that in about an hour, 2 hours time, I'm going to be sat here in a much less happy mood. Chelsea just have a tendency to play well and let it slip, and against an Arsenal side like this, you can't really give them opportunities, or they will take them. But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I am worried about our chances without Cole Palmer this evening. I think with Palmer it's a dramatically different game, but that does weaken our chance of getting something this evening. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the lineup. Now, of course, we will start with Arsenal since they are the home side, and their team is as follows. We're at the Emirates Stadium this evening, and the Arsenal team is in between six. It's David Raya in the back four, White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Takahiro Tomiyasu. In midfield three, it's captain Martin Odegaard, Partey, and Rice, and the front three, Saka, Havertz, Trossard. Strong team, very strong team. Notably, we see Havertz return to playing in the central striker role, so no Gabriel Jesus involved. Martinelli out the side, with Trossard taking his place in recent weeks. Other than that, it's fairly strong. Thomas Partey coming back in there. An interesting call. I feel Jorginho or Havertz are both better options in there, but in this case, favouring Havertz further forward and favouring Partey over Jorginho. Looking at the Chelsea team then, it's a 4-2-3-1 tonight for the Blues, but they are, of course, without Cole Palmer and Malo Gusto through injuries and through illness, respectively. But their team is as follows. Petrovic, in between the sticks, he's had a good season for Chelsea, a couple notable errors throughout the month of March, but he's been solid other than that. In the back four, Alfie Gilchrist comes in to start today with no Malo Gusto. He scored on Monday night, Chelsea's last Premier League game, his first goal for the club. The back two, the central defenders of Disasi and Badiashile, with Kukurea in at left back. Badiashile and Disasi returning from injury and hoping to form a solid partnership. Chalobah and Thiago Silva did well against Leicester, but they were a bit shaky against City. In the pivot, it's Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and then Madueke on the right-hand side, Mudryk on the left-hand side, captain Conor Gallagher in attacking midfield, and leading the line is Nicholas Jackson. The biggest issue without Palmer is Chelsea's clinicality in front of goal, or lack thereof, because Palmer has 20 goals this season and the rest of the front three don't. they just don't. Jackson, as much as he gets clowned on, has not had an awful start to life in the Premier League, but 10 goals, I don't know, I'd be hoping he can hit 15 by the end of the season. If he does that, then I think he's had a good first season in England, but falling short of that, I feel it's been a bit difficult for him. I think, Nick, welcome to the stream, by the way. I think Jackson, though, is someone who has a lot of promise. I listened to, there's a tweet by Didier Drogba earlier today, and he spoke about how, he just needs to relax, compose himself a little bit. The pressure at Chelsea at the moment, it's a consequence of the tyranny of expectations that's on Chelsea Football Club. What Chelsea do is go, we're a massive side, we have to be winning things. So when a player underperforms, we then just replace them. We don't give them time to develop into a player who can be incredible. Drogba came in at Chelsea and didn't have a brilliant first season. There wasn't that expectation. Now, with every Chelsea signing, they're always going to fail because we set unrealistic expectations. For a player that's coming into the Premier League, £30 million, having played only in La Liga before, 10 Premier League goals is not bad. His movement looks incredible for someone who hasn't played that much football at this high level. He's never played in the Premier League before this season. So, for me, I think our expectations have been set so high by, Chelsea fans is anyway, but you consider players like Salah and Haaland, and I think they've led to people thinking that players can just come into the Premier League and instantly start performing. Now, without a doubt, we need to see stronger performances from players like Jackson in the coming seasons if we're going to progress. But it's only been one season, so to suggest that we are this is the finished article is just preposterous. So I think that a lot of people underrate Jackson and love to clown on him the same way they did Timo Werner, and I think it's very unjustified. I think there is a very, very good player there, but I guess we'll see how it unfolds. I imagine we'll probably panic by someone else to play out front, and they'll also underperform because we don't give them time. But that's just my personal take. In terms of the rest of the Chelsea team, Madueke and Mudryk, it's going to be interesting to see. Those two both performed separately when they're playing with players like Cole Palmer, but how those two can link up today with Conor Gallagher and Nicholas Jackson remains to be seen. I do think that makes us... Our attack has been disjointed, disorganised all season. I think this only worsens it when we don't have that key cog in Cole Palmer, who really makes everything tick in the middle there for Chelsea. But Madueke and Mudryk, as I say, both quality players, can cause issues, can really cause issues today. In terms of the bench, though, for Chelsea, that is the biggest worry. I mean, I'd love to see someone like Keanu Dyer get involved, or Jimmy Turanian, I believe his name is pronounced, or Turianen, I think. But yes, anyway, I don't want to see Sterling today. If I see Sterling, I'll be very upset. I hope we get to see some of the youngsters, even if we are losing, because at this point in the season, we might as well hand opportunities to our young players. I mean, our injury list is ridiculous at the moment, but I think we're in with a shot tonight. Arsenal, I mean, we go back to that game earlier in the season, it was 2-2. Chelsea should have won that game. Chelsea were 2-0 up, and if it weren't for a huge error from Robert Sanchez, and then Arsenal taking the momentum and going on to win, we would have won that game. And for me tonight, if we can start fast, I know we don't have Palmer. If we can start fast and we don't have those errors in the team because we haven't got players like Robert Sanchez. I know we still have Marc Cucurella, and that is a big concern. But other than that, there's no one just like constantly calamitous in the team. Of course, we've still seen players like Disasi, Badiashile, even Moise Caicedo make big errors this season, but they don't have the same calamitous nature as some of the other players that we've had in the team in recent seasons. They just made one or two mistakes that then obviously gets perpetuated as loads of errors. But yeah, I think Chelsea are in a good position to take Arsenal on this evening. Whether or not they do remains to be seen. It's going to be a tough match regardless, even if Chelsea can somehow win it. But I'll always be optimistic, but I wouldn't say confident in any game at the moment with Chelsea. Even if we were playing Sheffield United, I'd be severely worried. But yeah, looking at the poll in chat, then 50% Chelsea, 50% Arsenal. I think that's probably a couple of Chelsea fans hopping in chat at the moment. But yeah, interesting to see. I'm sure that we'll get a much more accurate reading on that as we get close to kickoff. We've got 5 minutes till kickoff, so I'm going to run through my predictions for tonight. Of course, this is our only Premier League fixture tonight. We've got 4 tomorrow evening, only 1 tonight, which means we can focus all our attention on the big game. So let's have a look then. In terms of a prediction, I really don't know. I am going to go Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2 again. I just think that this Chelsea side will play really well and once again won't come away with the points is my prediction. I think we'll play some really good football. I think that we'll miss a few big chances, and I think eventually Arsenal will take theirs. I wouldn't be surprised if we took the lead. I could see a penalty, and then we'll see everyone fight over it. And I think Madueke will score it. And then I will say a Saka goal for Arsenal, a Havertz goal against his former side, that seems fairly obvious, and then a Jackson winner, Jackson equaliser, so 2-2. I'd love to be able to say Chelsea win this evening. I think even a draw is very optimistic of me. This Arsenal side are incredible, and Chelsea haven't been very consistent recently, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough, but I guess we'll see what's going to happen. Hopefully, Chelsea can pull off something of an upset. Players like Mudryk, Madueke, Jackson step up into the players we know they can be. Then we've got a chance this evening. If they play like they have recently, or at times this season, then we will be in trouble. If they play scared, if they don't really look up for the races, we are going to be in trouble this evening. But if they play like we know they can, like we've seen in glimpses this season, then we will be in a position where we can actually challenge Arsenal this evening. Arsenal are not unstoppable. They have been beaten by teams this season. Chelsea, for one, should have beaten them earlier this season. And this would provide a significant dent in Arsenal's title hopes if we could beat them this evening. So that should add extra prerogative for Chelsea's players. If there's a single Chelsea player on the pitch who's not going, we've got to beat them to stop them winning the league, then I don't want them on that pitch. Now, I'm sure there probably are some out there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to think heading into this one. I just hope Chelsea don't embarrass themselves. We're a good enough team to compete with Arsenal here. It's just whether we want to or not, whether we turn up on the day. I do think our chances are significantly hampered without Palmer. I think Cole Palmer makes us a completely different game. But I do think that Chelsea are in a really good spot now for European football. Even if we lose this game today, we play Villa, Tottenham, West Ham, Forest, Brighton, Bournemouth. In my opinion, they are all winnable. Maybe not Villa. But in my opinion, we can beat them. We already have this season. So, we've got City in the Cup out the way. We beat United. Yes, the Burnley-Sheffield United game was stupid. If we won both of those, which we should have, we'd be 4 points higher. We'd be in the European spots. But we can't look back on those games in that manner. We've got to focus on the games going forward, and we've got to get wins, because Chelsea should be in European football next season. And I think it would be a significant failure should we not be in European football, because this side is more than good enough and has shown this season they are more than capable of qualifying for European football. As for Arsenal, well, today could be a chance for a huge slip-up. They need to win today to get themselves in that title race. It's already going to be very difficult because they need City to drop points. But they've got to get the pressure on. And Brighton isn't an easy win for City on well, it could be, but it might not be on Thursday night. And Arsenal have got to take advantage of the fact that that could be a potential slip-up for Man City. But both sets of players have shook hands. They're taking to their positions on the field as we prepare for this big game at the Emirates Stadium. But should be an interesting one today. Hopefully Chelsea can beat them. Be intrigued to see what Chelsea do today. In games against Arsenal in the past, last time out, earlier this season, we were the better side. We need to be the better side tonight. I think that, when we've played big six teams, or, well, traditional big six or current top six, I think when we've played those good sides, we have shown that we're very good. And the biggest positive light for me is the underlying numbers suggest we should be in that conversation. We should be fifth in the Premier League. Now, I understand that they're not always the most reliable things, and you can't just say, at the end of the day, the points are more important. But as a Chelsea fan, I feel much more positive because of those underlying numbers. If I was a United fan right now, I feel very worried because some United fans are happy with 6th. And quite frankly, the numbers suggest they should be 16th. Now, that doesn't just magically continue forever. So, as a Chelsea fan, I'm still very positive. I think that right now I'm happy with Pochettino. I don't really see who we bring in. I'm fed up of us just rotating managers. We've got to give someone time. Even if we give Poch only next season, if it's still not working out, then maybe we go another direction. But we've got to allow someone to try and make progress. We can't just keep cutting people because they don't make instant change, instant success. They're not going to make instant success. This team needs someone there for an extended period of time to nurse this team and to cultivate this team into a position where we can compete at the top. That's not going to happen by constantly chopping and changing the manager. It just makes things more difficult. Much more difficult. Anyway, we are about to get underway here. Hopefully, at the very least, we are trekked to a good game this evening. Because even if Chelsea get their arse handed to them, at least then you guys get a fun reaction of me just crying. But here we go. Pochettino, big game for him today. Simon Hooper, the referee. And once he says we can get underway, we will be underway here at the Emirates. It'll be Chelsea to get us started this evening. Hooper just waiting. Now he'll blow his whistle. And Enzo Fernandez knocks it back. And we're underway here at the Emirates. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea in this Premier League fixture. Match week 34 of the Premier League season. We're nearing the end now. We're in the business end already. Chelsea need a positive result tonight, and that is a good start. Ball goes long. Mudryk gets a flick on. Unfortunately for Chelsea, it's not to anyone, but it's a sign of Chelsea's intentions tonight, though that is not a great sign. So they play the ball into Havertz. Havertz is in. Badiashile brings him down. It was dubious. It was very dubious, and it turns out he was offside anyway. There was a penalty shout in there. The ref waved it away. I was slightly concerned that was a penalty. However, He is deemed to be offside, and that is the right call from the lino. Good call. Badiashile, that's very clumsy. I could easily see that given as a penalty by a large number of referees in the Premier League. But to be fair, I think Simon Hoover got the call correct regardless. I don't think that was a penalty. There is initial contact there, but it's not in the box. So at the very least, it's a free kick. I mean, it could have been a red card, but yeah. Odegaard tries to find outside the boot pass, spot by Caicedo, forced to Cucurella. Now Badiashile, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Enzo lifts the ball towards Gallagher, but it hasn't got a lot on it, so it'll find its way to Saliba. Not a great pass that at all from Enzo. Ball goes down the line. It's picked up on by Cucurella. Lovely turn by Mudryk. Shifts it to Gallagher. Plays it back out wide to Cucurella. Good football from Chelsea. This plays it through the lines. That's going to get picked up on by Saka and cleared away by Ben White. But Chelsea playing some good stuff. Mudryk, lovely turn in there. Almost finding their way through this Arsenal team. Partey picking up on the pass. It wasn't a great one from Disasi. And then Enzo commits a foul to Odegaard. On Odegaard, who received the ball in the middle. Here is Trossard. Tomiyasu. Now Saliba. White. Finds Tomiyasu. So Tomiyasu inverting into midfield today. Interestingly, Partey will play at the base of the midfield, with Rice pushing further forwards. Trossard finds Havertz. Havertz gets the flick on. Cucurella should deal with this. Cucurella decided to head it back to his goalkeeper, which is a fun choice, as that meant Petrovic had to sprint to get there ahead of Martin Odegaard. Caicedo. Cucurella. The one thing I guarantee with Cucurella is a little bit of drama, which is always great fun. I love my left back is a nutter. Just has a bit of spice to watching football games. Badiashile. Here's Jorde Petrovic. Now Badiashile. Great pass into Enzo Fernandez. Now Gallagher. Caicedo. Got to look right there for Gilchrist. Caicedo. Disasi. Chelsea look comfortable in possession. Here's Madueke. Gilchrist. Disasi. Now Badiashile. Caicedo. Tries to go back to Badiashile. And now Badiashile can play it through the lines into Enzo Fernandez. Enzo just lifting it towards Madueke, headed away by Tomiyasu. Here's Trossard. Let's take Gilchrist on there, but Gilchrist just sees him to the touchline. Now Saliba. White. Out wide to Saka. Now Ben White. White across to Gabriel. Chelsea haven't played bad football yet. I mean, there's been some really good glimpses of quality. There's still disjointedness in our attack. It still feels like we don't really know, who's creating the chances, where the final ball is. But there are some positive signs. We've linked up quite nicely. We've moved the ball quite efficiently and effectively. But Arsenal are coming forwards now. Rice probably held on to that a little too long. It's in the back of the net though, so he won't mind. Gives it to Trossard, who finishes well. Well, Arsenal break quickly. No one dealt with Trossard, and it's 1-0 Arsenal. This could get ugly this evening. Could get very ugly this evening. I mean, I don't even know who to blame here. We let Trossard run through the midfield. Sorry, Rice run through the midfield. We don't deal with Trossard on the outside of him. And that is a cheap goal. That's just Arsenal knock it about a bit. We'll just stand there and watch. The ball goes through to Trossard. Gilchrist gets caught. I've no idea what he's trying to do, and that's gone through Petrovic's legs. I have no idea what Gilchrist is doing. Maybe it's because he's not a fucking right back. Maybe that's why he's been caught horrendously out of position. I mean, Petro, so many questions have to be asked there. In at the near post is just not acceptable. But ultimately, Gilchrist should have dealt with it as well. So it's frustrating, that one, because it's not players that have made mistakes consistently this season. Like, Petro's not been perfect, but I wouldn't blame this whole season on him. He's a 23-year-old. That's very young for a goalkeeper. But yeah, that's poor from him. And now for Gilchrist, it's just not a right back. A right back goes out to the player there. I don't know why he's playing at right back, because he shuffled Rice like he was the centre half, but he wasn't. Disasi was. So Gilchrist needed to be marking Trossard, because then Trossard doesn't just get the ball and score a goal. because Gilchrist would have been there. It's just yeah, weird to me how Poch's insisted on using players out of position this season. And there is a foul. Caicedo put his hands on Partey. Partey went down with little invitation, but you know it's going to get given. Good start for Arsenal, and if the game continues like this, it could get very ugly very quickly. But yeah, difficult start for Chelsea. Arsenal hoping they can continue as... Oh, this is a start of things to continue. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Here's Trossard. Tries to find Havertz. Headed away by Axel Disasi. Now him and Enzo fighting for the ball. And it's given us an Arsenal free kick. That was 6 done, half a dozen of the other Hooper. Arsenal free kick in a good position now. And well, we have, I think, some of the highest numbers for set pieces conceded. Some of the lowest for set pieces scored. Arsenal, the opposite. Some of the highest numbers, I think the highest numbers for set pieces converted. And the lowest numbers for set pieces conceded. So this seems like a really great situation for Chelsea. Odegaard with this free kick. Odegaard, ball in, and that is way too close to Petrovic. An awful delivery, and he'll be able to kick it from his hands. Jorge Petrovic is giving something for Jackson to fight for, headed away by Saliba. Rice. Here it's Trossard. Plays it into Partey. Caicedo slipped over as Partey lets that run to Odegaard. Odegaard now finding Bukayo Saka. Saka wants to take on Cucurella. Waits for the overlap of White. We've all been caught out by that. White across the box. Blocked by Badiashile. Mudryk gets it clear. Chelsea backs against the walls. We just can't get out. But we know how teams have to play against Arsenal, and we're not playing like that. We're not playing like we did at City, where we were really narrow, compact and disciplined. We're playing like we're playing against Sheffield United here. You know, we're going way too aggressive. I mean, it doesn't help we don't have the personnel we'd want available this evening, but ultimately, looking at our starting 11 from the season, a lot of this is our main team. I mean, yes, you could probably blame that incident there, a lot of that goal, on Alfie Gilchrist. You blame a lot of it on Petrovic. But the whole team's got to take accountability for the fact that Rice was able to just run for our team like that. It's just frustrating, really frustrating. That goal was so avoidable. You know, if they knock the ball around us and we're chasing shadows, then fair enough. You know, they're just a really good team. But that was an avoidable goal. This is also a stupid tackle from Jackson as he stood on Takehiro Tomiyasu's ankle. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a conversation about a red card here. It wasn't malicious. It was just clumsy, which seems to be the adjective used to describe Jackson a lot this season. Clumsy. I think his movement's really good, but other than that, he hasn't demonstrated the ability to be an elite striker. Given his finishing, and all-round just inability to control the football. Caicedo brought down in there by Odegaard, and that will offer Chelsea a momentary respite. It's frustrating as well because Chelsea didn't start particularly poorly. You know, we knocked the ball about with a bit of confidence, with a bit of understanding, and yet now we're sat 10 minutes into the game, a goal down, and it looks bleak again. But yeah, frustrating one so far. Badiashile, we've given them a cheap ball. Odegaard to Havertz. Havertz passes it across. Caicedo gets in there. Havertz should have just shot. We hack it clear. What on earth are we doing? We're the masters of our own downfall. Arsenal have not played particularly well tonight. They've not played poorly by any stretch, but they've not done anything incredible. We're just handing them chance after chance. Like that, again, as Caicedo plays it was blindsided there, just knocked the ball into space. What is he doing? If you're going to get rid of it and not aim for someone, then clear up the field by all means, if we're under the cosh. But there, he's just looked left, played it in the general direction of where we had some players, and unsurprisingly, it hasn't reached any of them, and we've lost possession. Gabriel finds Havertz. Disasi goes and wins the ball off him. Uses his body really well there. Here's Enzo. And well, I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do there. I'm guessing he's looking to lift that ball over the top, but it's not exactly worked out. And now the ball for Arsenal back with goalkeeper Raya. Saliba. Odegaard. Welcome to the stream, Lewis. Good to see you. Saying well on your own. Yeah, I know. No Harry this evening. So I'll say, if you are in chat, feel free to get involved tonight. Keep the chat active. Because I will be reading every message. I've got no one to talk to. Here's Gabriel. Moves the ball out wide. Trossard. Back now with Gabriel. Lifts the ball in behind. Leandro Trossard tries to take it in his stride. Gilchrist attempting to stand him up here. Ball to the edge with Declan Rice. That's one back by Enzo, and Chelsea can look to break. Noni Madueke. He's done really well to hold on to it. Plays it out wide to Jackson. Chelsea have a chance here. Jackson in the corner. Knocks it back. Here is Gilchrist. No idea why we've gone so far back. Caicedo. Now Marc Cucurella. It does give the feeling of when Unai Emery was at Arsenal, and actually the early days of Arteta, where Arsenal would, with what we've just done there, because Arsenal would run the ball to the corner and then knock it back and sit in possession for a bit, and then end up not going anywhere. And that feels like we've broken quickly there. Jackson's got in a wide area and resorted to smashing it all the way back to our right back. Baffling decision. Lewis says Doncaster Rovers are super, best team in the world. Maybe we'll stream them. Are they on tonight? I'll watch that rather than this because we've given them the ball again. Another guy brought down by Caicedo. No, sorry, Badiashile. Him and Caicedo are going to be on bookings before half-time at this rate. Because we're committing so many fouls. Partey. Saka. It's Marc Cucurella up against Saka. He's got the dealing with him for now. Here is Partey. Lifts the ball out wide to Trossard. Trossard gets it under his control. Now gives it back to Gabriel. And now Saliba. Here's Ben White. Finds Havertz. Now Odegaard. Saka. Can he take players on here? Goes back to Odegaard. Finds White down the line. Good football from Arsenal. Ball tries to put the ball in the box. Blocked by Marc Cucurella. I mean, it's just so negative. Since Arsenal's goal, you think, Chelsea will be up for it. Chelsea will want to go forwards, but we just sit there. But yeah. Harry says, rule 1, don't concede in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, that goes out the window when Alfie Gilchrist can't get tight with his man because he's not a right back and Jorge Petrovic doesn't save something at his near post. And we let Rice run for our midfield. Also, Doncaster are on. If they're on TV, I might watch them. Like a quick graphic for that. But we've dealt with a corner, and it's out of play for another corner. Because I love when we give the best set-piece team in the league, statistically the best, just unlimited corners. Let them have a few goes at it, why not? Chelsea need Andy Carroll, says Lewis. I think the last thing we need is Andy Carroll. The thing is, the core Chelsea team isn't too bad. I just feel that sometimes Poch's tactics are a bit too simple. And there's some individuals in the squad that just haven't performed very well this season. Odegaard, Rice, Odegaard, ball into the box. Takehiro Tomiyasu heads over, and that is a Chelsea goal kick. So yeah, 15 minutes played, only 1 goal conceded. I'd take that as a positive. It could be significantly worse. Now, by no means am I happy with the opening encounter, but yeah, I thought that was another chance for Arsenal, but it's just a replay. They failed to show it off as such, but God, that's an obvious opportunity for us. I have no idea why Havertz didn't just shoot. Odegaard tries to fashion that ball through to Havertz. One back by Gallagher. Now Chelsea can come forward. Badiashile plays down the line. Jackson, if he's onside here, has got the ball. Wants to take on Gabriel. Comes inside well. Jackson gets a shot away. It's blocked. Keeps going. Puts the ball in there. It's headed away by Gabriel. Enzo. And then it's forced to Gabriel again, who gets it clear. Badiashile heads down. Caicedo. Here is Conor Gallagher. Gallagher running up Ben White here. Ball across the box. Madueke can't meet it at the far post. Positive few minutes for Chelsea. Gilchrist and Tomiyasu fighting for it in this corner. But it is Arsenal who get the throw-in. Doncaster on an 11-game winning run. Nice stuff, Lewis. I'd murder for an 11-game winning run. You know, before this game, though, Chelsea unbeaten in their last 9. I know that includes draws to Burnley and Sheffield United, but yeah, haven't lost since we lost 4-2 to Wolves back in January, I think. So that's good. And in the Premier League, that is. Obviously, we lost at the weekend in the FA Cup. Gallagher tries to poke a ball through to Jackson there, but he's not getting the beating of Saliba there. Here's Ben White. Now Odegaard. Saka. I don't really know what Saka's trying to protest there. He ran at Cucurella and then fell over as a consequence. If you run at people, you are going to fall over. Or get stopped because you've ran directly at him. Here's Gallagher. Waiting for options. Mate, this is like an Arsenal attack. They get forward so quickly and we're just sat deep. I have no idea what we're trying to do tonight because we genuinely look like we've got one less player than them. In every phase. It's like we're getting overrun in midfield, but we've also got no one up front and we've also got nobody at the back. How is that even possible? And it just shows just how far Chelsea are off of these elite teams like Arsenal. Gilchrist takes it past Trossard. Tries to play it to Jackson. Gabriel gets in front of it. Here's Partey. White. Goes out wide to Saka. Saka goes... I think it's awful from Saka. I think he's trying to play it back to his goalkeeper, but it's ended up going out for a corner. This is a chance for Chelsea because we're really good at corners. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but we love... What we do is we sort of just... We hit it in the box, but we make sure it's at the first man, so Arsenal can head it away really easily. Proven and tested technique to guarantee goals from corners. But here we go. Can Chelsea do something from a corner? Stranger things have happened. Bigger miracles have been pulled off. Mudryk over this one then. If it beats the first man, I'm applauding it. It has. Well, it hasn't really, but someone jumped in front of the first man, flicked it on, and Disasi should have scored. Not bad from Chelsea. Nice routine. Could have been a goal. Not awful. So it's flicked on Badiashile, front post run. It looks like we've finally got some direction to corners, and Disasi is a whisker away there from putting it in the back of the net. Just doesn't react in time. Huge chance for Chelsea. Goes begging. Maybe the way Chelsea do well is if I am sarcastically mocking them before they do something. Anyway, offside for Arsenal. Chelsea with a deep free kick. And Poch here with some instructions for Mykhailo Mudryk. Not really seen him tonight, to be honest, Mudryk. Mudryk's usually a player who has two settings. He's either involved in everything, but looks a little bit rough around the edges, or he looks totally anonymous. And it's been the latter so far this evening. I can't recall him touching the ball, bar that corner, which was a good routine, to be fair. But other than that, not seen a lot of him in general play. Here's Cucurella. Does get it to Mudryk, but then he loses it to Saka. Way too weak in there. Partey flicks to Trossard. Here's Rice. Plays it inside, and it's dealt with by Disasi. Now Gallagher. Gallagher looks to turn and play out. He loses the ball, though. He's been over-ambitious in there. Trossard picks up on it. Gives it to Saka. Arsenal coming down the right-hand side. Cucurella's got to stand his man up. Fat chance of that happening. Ball goes into the box. Disasi deals with it. Now Caicedo. Switching the play wonderfully towards Mudryk, but he's not going to keep that in. I just don't have the word. I don't think English has invented the words to sort of describe the frustration I feel when watching Chelsea play sometimes. Gallagher almost picking up on that loose touch from Partey. Unable to get there though as he pokes it back to Saliba. But we picked the ball up there. Just Caicedo's driving it forwards. He slows it down, waits for options, sees the huge option of Mudryk. We've just won the ball out of the field, by the way. Here's Conor Gallagher coming forward for Chelsea. Gives it to Mudryk. Caicedo on the edge of the box. Want to go to Gilchrist. Does now go to Gilchrist. Got to go in the box. Surely got to go in the box. Why has it gone to Madueke? Yeah, we're just doing the pass around the box thing until everyone gets bored. Now Gilchrist delivers. Comes off Tomiyasu. It's in the air, but it will be Raya that claims it unchallenged by any Chelsea player. Ends up trying to challenge, but he was being held by an Arsenal player in there. Raya. Wonderful throw out wide to Ben White. Last 5 minutes possession though, 66% Chelsea. The issue is we've not shot from that possession as Arsenal now come forward. Saka just breezes past Cucurella, breezes past a few players. Cucurella does get back in though and deal with that. Jackson almost winning it off Gabriel as the ball spills loose. Trossard towards Rice. Wonderful turn. Declan Rice gets a shot away and that should be 2 as he fires over. Harry says, glad we've managed to weather this storm a bit. Yeah, we have to a certain extent. The thing is, we weren't really under the cosh. We just conceded an early goal. And it's frustrating because our game plan tonight would have been to just set up defensively, not concede early and see if we can hit them on the counter. The issue when you then concede early is, what is the game plan now? Cucurella plays it inside to Caicedo. There was a foul in there on Cucurella from Saka. But obviously we do continue with the ball, so advantage is played. Here is Axel Disasi. Now Alfie Gilchrist. Gilchrist goes back to his goalkeeper, Djordje Petrovic. But yeah. It just annoys me that when the players who keep making mistakes are playing well, it's the players who've been dependable that then make mistakes. It seems to be Chelsea can't go a week without somebody making a big error. It's just annoying. But I think that's part and parcel of having such a young and inexperienced squad. And of having a squad who don't really know each other. Enzo. Plays it out wide to Disasi. And I said, I don't know what Madueke is doing there. Just doesn't realise Tomiyasu's on his shoulder. As he plays a 1-2 with Havertz now. Coming towards the box. Cuts it back to Odegaard. He sees off the challenge of Enzo Fernandez. Gets it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu across the box. Saka should be 2-0. Falls for Ben White. Now Partey blocked. And Gallagher plays it towards Jackson. Jackson offers no physical challenge to Saliba, but his nature wins in the ball back as he's just clumsy, but he's driving forward here. He's broken into the box. Gets around Saliba. Post one towards goal. Oh, that was almost a big chance. So he plays it across, it hits Gabriel and goes against the post. Raya's not expecting it. And it all comes because he doesn't give up on it. And he keeps driving forwards here. And he believes in himself. And he tries to go around Saliba, tries to play it inside to the oncoming attackers. Chelsea win a corner. And we saw the danger we posed from the last corner. Can they do it again, Chelsea? Mudryk on this one. Probably going to hit the first man, but let's be optimistic, guys. Mudryk. Ball in, and it's headed away unchallenged by, I think it was Havertz in there. Gallagher hooks one back into the box, falls to Partey. Now Cucurella gives it to Mudryk, who's coming back from the corner. Ball in again. We don't really offer much of a challenge in there. As it's bouncing on the box, though, we try and win it back and don't. It's lifted out wide by Odegaard. Havertz tries to take it past Cucurella. Cucurella does really well, actually. Hold on to that ball, and then there is a foul in there on Marc Cucurella. Lusborough says, well, you need more leaders and a striker. Yeah, but we need to minimise signings this summer. For me, I would impose a sort of like a self-imposed max 5 transfers policy. Unless we have some sort of extraneous circumstance where someone big gets injured once we've made those 5 transfers, I'd have which shouldn't be an issue because we've got like 400 players at the club. So if someone gets injured, which is highly likely given our physio team, that would be my first thing. Get a medical team who don't injure all of our players. That would be good. Because it's no coincidence that we are the team in the Premier League, bar probably Newcastle, that are struggling the most with injuries. And yet, when these players who've been injury prone at Chelsea leave the club, they're all completely fine. I mean, look at Pulisic. He's not had a single injury at AC Milan. Or Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Both players who are very injury prone seemingly at Chelsea. Rice. Now Partey. Odegaard. Turns, looks to hit one, finds Havertz. Havertz to Saka. Saka shoots. Blocked and it's saved by Petrovic. 1-0 Leicester as well against Southampton. Big goal. I assume that's what Nick Nack's watching this evening. Understandable. Big game in the Championship, that. Leicester win it. They are practically champions. White to Havertz in the box. Has a shot. Big save from Djordje Petrovic. Now just Gvardiol gets it gone. White. Saka. Arsenal ramping up the pressure now. Saka. Trossard. Turns. Shoots. Disasi decides to put one at our goalkeeper. Just make it really fun. Jesus Christ. We really are the masters of our own downfall, aren't we? Disasi really testing Petro's reactions there as he fired one back at his own keeper. Unfathomable. White. Party. Here's Saka. Odegaard. If I was Arsenal, I wouldn't even bother putting players in the box now. I'd just cross it into the Chelsea defenders. They'll make a mess of it themselves. Here's Saka. Good movement as he gets beyond the lines. Now Odegaard. Ball in towards the back post. Havertz heads it down. Disasi gets it gone. Falls to Partey, who cushions it down to Gabriel. He sprays it back out wide to Ben White. Mudryk gives it a fight. And now manages to win the ball back. Nice stuff. Caicedo plays it in behind, but I don't really think Jackson's going to get to that one as Gabriel will recover it easily. Harris says, someone tell Disasi which way we're shooting. Yeah, bloke went for a goal. He backed himself there. Love it. Partey. Now it's with Bukayo Saka. Trying to come forwards here, Saka. Cuts it this way, that way. Can't keep the ball. Chelsea win it back. Cucurella. We're just lifting it towards Jackson every time. He's not that kind of striker. I don't really know how we've not figured that one out yet. He's not going to hold the ball up very well. Have we seen the size of him? This is slightly better football now. I am somewhat confused by our build-up phase because a back four and then two defensive midfielders feels somewhat ineffective. Like, it just feels like we're all... I get why you have the two triangles. Somewhat similar to Villa's, I guess. Then we don't really execute it in the same way that Villa do. Gvardiol. I imagine that's what Poch has taken influence from. You look at Aston Villa's build-up. They have a back four, two defensive midfielders. So they have two wide and deep passing triangles, and then they look to try and play the front four in, who are all ready to pounce and attack and know what they're doing. The difference is even if we can play out, we then give it to our attackers who panic and just do something stupid. And most of the time, we get the ball through the first phase of Arsenal's press, then just smash it towards Jackson. Enzo lifts it out wide. Noni Madueke. Can he do anything with the ball? Finds Gallagher. Gallagher back towards Madueke. Lovely football from Chelsea. Madueke bursts into the box. Plays it across. Cucurella at the back post. Unmarked. Got a score. Blocked. Hits him again. Plays it across. Enzo. Oh, the shot just wide. We're coming so close in this game, Chelsea. This is really nice football between Gallagher and Madueke. Madueke cuts it back. Falls to Cucurella. Unfortunately, he's not the kind of player who can hit it first time, so he has to take a touch. Plays towards Enzo, who just slots it past the far post. Unfortunately, instead of rewatching that incredible attack, we're just going to watch Arsenal's chances back, like the one where Disasi put it back at our goalkeeper. But yeah, really good football from Chelsea. Could have got a goal there. Could have gone level. Yeah, good save from Petrovic to that. I mean, that's the big thing, isn't it? Clearly, his reactions, his reflexes are really good. I don't really know how he gets positioning wrong. For me, that's not on the goalkeeper. Like, nobody's natural at finishing. It's all taught by a goalkeeping coach. So what is our goalkeeping coach doing when our goalkeeper is not covering his near post? That's when we have to ask questions of the staff. Because what is he telling him? Tomiyasu. Havertz. Tomiyasu. Good job from Disasi. This is nice football now. Madueke. He's having a good game tonight, Noni Madueke. I think his best game for Chelsea came away at the Emirates, didn't it? Right at the end of last season when we'd already just pissed everything off and we'd gone, you know what? Just let Madueke play. Enzo tries to play a ball in behind for Madueke there. Tomiyasu brings it down. Gallagher puts pressure on Rice. Here's Gabriel. It's how nonchalant Arsenal are, despite the fact we're pressing them hard. Like running at them and they just don't care. They know they'll hold on to the ball. We're so good at it. Harris says, can't hit a barn door with a banjo. Can't hit a banjo with a barn door. We're just... I don't know. Cucurella, there's not the flair you want that to fall to, which feels a bit unfortunate, but equally he's a professional footballer. Alfie Gilchrist, you know, look at his goal on Monday night. He's hardly, you know, our world-class striker, is he? He's an 18-year-old who plays centre-half. It's just about belief, isn't it? Cucurella didn't believe he could score, so he took a touch. Threw it down and allowed Arsenal to get in front of it. It feels almost like a fear of failure. Because if by taking that touch, he guarantees he's going to put it on target, or you'd expect. And he did. But if he didn't take a touch, then that shot could have gone anywhere. But I'd rather see a player there who takes that risk. The problem is he knows he'll be faced with ridicule. If he does. Which is the issue, isn't it, in the modern day? Cucurella shouldn't fear being ridiculed for having a shot in there. Here's Havertz. Tries to lift it in behind. Cucurella gets a head on it. Makes the situation 10 times worse. And then Madueke and Enzo try and work it. Enzo's been caught in there, but Arsenal coming forwards now. Takahiro Tomiyasu. Enzo does get back into shape now. Trossard. That's inside, and it's a tame effort, but I think it came off a Chelsea player, so it will be an Arsenal corner. Jackson is shocking, says Lewis Bush. I disagree. I think that there are some elements of his game that are very raw. I think his finishing is poor. But finishing is something that can be taught, so that doesn't necessarily worry me. I think his composure is poor, but again, that's something that can be taught. I think the raw attributes for Jackson are really strong. I think his movement and timing are very good. I think he is very quick. I think he's quite clumsy, which is, you know, a concern. But the thing is, people will just look at his fail comps and clips like that, and Saka puts one over the bar, and won't consider the fact that he's a striker in his first season in the Premier League who has only 2 years, I think, of professional football under his belt. I know he's 23, but he's only got 2 years of professional football, I want to say, something like that. He came out of La Liga. I just feel he deserves a bit more time. As do a lot of players in this Chelsea team. It's quite a difficult thing to do, is to adapt to the Chelsea team immediately. We haven't bought many players in the Premier League because they're difficult to buy, and the ones we have had only had like a year or two in the Premier League. And we're in a very specific Brighton system. But yeah, here's Gilchrist. Enzo. For me, I'd bring in someone that can challenge Jackson as a striker and then just rotate between the two. I don't think he should. I don't know if necessarily he should be the out-and-out starting striker next season, but quite frankly, we don't have the room in the budget, in the FFP budget, to go and get an Osimhen or a Tony or an Isak this summer, unless we're going to sell a lot of players. Now, I'd love to say, yeah, we'll move on Sterling, we'll move on Cucurella, we can sell this, that, and the other. But ultimately, are we going to sell Sterling and Cucurella? Is anyone going to buy them for any reasonable fee? Here's Enzo Fernandez. And can we afford to sell Cucurella when he's our only left-back that stayed fit this season? And now he's committed a foul on Saka. Yeah, get rid of it. Lewis says he's probably one of the only players in the Premier League that I'm confident he won't score a one-on-one. I wouldn't say that. I definitely agree he needs to work on that, because his ability to finish one-on-ones is fairly poor. But that comes down to his finishing and composure. Again, and decision-making. It's another thing he's just not very good at. But again, they're all assets, or attributes, that can be trained and can be coached. I just don't see... I mean, you look at like Timo Werner, for example. I feel like there was a really good player there if someone just believed in him. And I think it's the same thing with Jackson. You know, again, it's quite similarly. I think Werner and Jackson are very similar in the fact that they are both Really pacey strikers have really good movement. The difference is Jackson stays on side a lot. It's just that Jackson doesn't put the ball in the back of the net very often because his finishing isn't great, his composure isn't great, and his decision making in terms of when to pass, when to shoot, and where to shoot, I just don't think they're refined. But there are some really positive parts of Jackson's game, and I wouldn't have him as the starting striker for Chelsea next season, but I definitely wouldn't have him out of the squad. I'd definitely have him involved, and I'd have him rotated in. But when we get a striker, don't buy someone of the same mould. Go and get someone who is different. So we've got options there. Anyway, here's Ben White. And he's going to take an hour about this throw, and Pochettino complaining to Simon Hooper because that's a yellow card. I know he's not deliberately time wasting, but as per the rules, he took an hour to take a throw in. But yeah. Now, Kukureya's reacted frustratedly to the fact it's not his call, his throw in, and he's going to get talking to here from Simon Hooper. Were his complaints merited? No, that has come off him. No idea what he thinks has happened there. But it does explain a lot if he doesn't know that's hit his own chest as to why he might struggle as a footballer. But yeah, I don't know how Kukureya looks so good at Brighton. You know, he put up great attacking numbers. He even looked comfortable in a back three. Yet this season at Chelsea, I've never seen anyone look so out of their depth. It's Badiashile. Ball goes up in the air. Gallagher misses the header. Partey wins the header, but it falls for Jackson. Here come Chelsea now. Plays towards Madueke. Again, the decision-making's odd there. Madueke's never going to get to that one. Gilchrist with a firm tackle. Love that. That's the passion you want to see from Alfie Gilchrist. Can I give us a free kick? I hope not. I think it's just a throw, yeah. Right, cool. Welcome to the stream, Gary, saying greetings, human. Good to see you, Gary. That was such a warm welcome. Phenomenal tackle that from Gilchrist. That's what I want to see more of. That's why he's in the team, because he'll give heart and passion, and he'll care. So many players just don't seem to care. Here's to Sassy. Even if they do, it's about that. It's about showing it on the field, especially in the modern social media era where every action on the pitch is scrutinised. One big tackle or one touch can earn you so much respect and admiration. And I mean, we see it at the moment with like the conversation around manner and attitude. I mean, Madueke at the end of the game on Sunday was laughing. Now, 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been picked up on. But obviously, that was seen on someone's TV, and then that clip was shared 15 million times, and then everyone is on Madueke's back again. But that's what footballers have got to remember today. It's a different game. Jackson plays it out wide. Here's Madueke. Chance for Chelsea. But he's not done great with that. And then he does get brought down by Havertz. Good challenge in Hooper's eyes. Ball in towards the box, and it's close to the goalkeeper, but no one gambles. No one gambles. I mean, Gallagher should be throwing himself at that. If you hit Ryan in the face, so be it. Throw yourself at it. See what happens. Here's Havertz as Arsenal come forward again, and then Chelsea are in 6 and 7s. Gallagher makes a good tackle on Trossard. Trossard reacts angrily. Hooper, you've got to pull that one up if there's any consistency. He had a go at Kukureya for it earlier. Here come Chelsea. Madueke to Jackson. Jackson running down this right-hand side. And now he's running at Gabriel. Shifts it to Gallagher. Gallagher tries to cut it back to Enzo. That is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful from Gallagher. Trossard. Havertz. Gilchrist gives Trossard a shove there and earns himself a bit of backlash from the Arsenal stand. And now Chelsea win the ball back off Havertz. Caicedo. Why is he stopping? Why are we jogging? Great stuff. It just looks so casual for Chelsea. There's a difference, isn't there, in it? Because I have no issue with slowing the ball down. You know, we see Arsenal do it, but Arsenal look nonchalant. Chelsea look casual. There's just a difference in the demeanour and the manner in which we're going about it. We look like we can't be bothered rather than just we're so calm. Gareth says Trossard making that left wing his own. Well, I don't know. I think since the goal, he's not really been involved. Yeah, he got the measure of Gilchrist early on, but since then, Gilchrist's been keen to really show that he's not going to stand for any shit tonight. Madueke plays down the line. Here's Gallagher, puts the ball in. Jackson, he's got scared. This bloke, honestly. What on earth? Great run, and then he fucking puts his hands up. That's the thing. I defend this man to no end, but that's not a coachable element, Jackson. That's not. Why are you putting your hand up to shoot? And Alfie Gilchrist has picked up a yellow card for his push on Leandro Trossard. And so for now, for 45 minutes, he is on a yellow card. No idea we're at the 40th minute, by the way. Where has the time gone? But we are only 1-0 down, so that is a great result. You know it's bad when we're celebrating only being 1-0 down to Arsenal. An elite team right now, don't get me wrong, but Chelsea should always be competitive with Arsenal. What is Cucurella doing? Fucking muppet. For no reason, he's decided to get a yellow card there. It's an Arsenal free kick. He's decided, I'm going to pick up the ball and just run away with it. Obviously, he's going to get booked for it. He's a clown, this bloke. He's committed a stupid foul. Whatever. Give the ball back. We all move on. He's running away with the ball. In his hands. Why? What does he achieve? That's like another... And now he's fighting with Saka again. He's going to get sent off with 4.5 at this rate. It's just frustrating. And I think there's some really good, positive elements to this Chelsea team. And then there's others. I mean, I'm even losing. I've been Jackson's greatest supporter. You'd think I'm his cousin with how much I've been defending him this season. But I can't defend sticking his hand up to have a shot. That's just not defendable. Indefensible. Then you've got like Cucurella, who is a clown. And that I will happily not defend. Because he's not been great all season. Hasn't been great all in 2 years. That's another one I was just like panicked by. I don't know. I feel that there's been such a weird mix in our recruitment. You know, you look at some of our signings, Gusto and Palmer, and you think there's been some really good recruitment there. Madueke put another ball too close to the goalkeeper. And then you look at others, and it's a mixture of weird recruitment and awful transfer dealings. I mean, like Sterling. How anyone thought that was a good idea. That, I get that he's a big name player. So that might have been why they looked to make him the first signing, a bit of a marquee buy. But he's a 30-year-old who we're paying £375 a week, and we're stuck with him now. He's a very difficult asset to sell. It was just a shit transfer. We're very fortunate we were able to ship off Koulibaly and players like that to Saudi Arabia. So now we won't able to do the same with Cucurella, who has now fallen over. And I think he was caught, to be fair. It's a yellow card. I think that was Trossard who caught him. I'm also intrigued as to what they're doing with Trossard tonight, Arsenal, because I've seen him over the right-hand side. Obviously, he's playing left wing, but I've seen him over the right-hand side a lot, which is quite interesting. An interesting development in Arsenal's system. But Chelsea have not been bad this evening. They've just not been great. Another yellow card here, and I think it's for complaining. I think it's Mikel Arteta. Yes. What a shock. Arteta booked. Rob onto the stream saying, should have used my thumbnail. Great suggestion, Rob. Here is Disassi. Manages to pick out Noni Madueke, turns well and driving forwards now. Madueke sees off the challenge of Trossard. twisting and turning in there, Madueke. It just felt aimless. Here's Trossard again. Not still. Here's Partey now. Lifts in behind. I think Havertz has come onto that from an offside position. But obviously we have to wait for the phase of play to fizzle out before we can see the flag go up. Here's Havertz. Tomiyasu. I think it would have been offside by now, so Havertz seemingly onside there. Saliba goes out wide to Saka. And that is the end of the half. I didn't even get a chance about the... oh no, it's not. I think it's offside. I've no idea. 1 minute of additional time. Oh no, it is half time. There we go. Half time. Here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Didn't even get a chance to put up the added time. Only a minute. But yeah, 45 minutes there where Chelsea just... I don't know, I think other than the goal, there wasn't much in that game between the two sides. It's just a difference in clinicality. You know, if Disasi's an inch further forwards and times is the swing of his leg right, we're 1-1 in this game, and that's the difference. We handed Arsenal a glimpse and they took it. We've had chances and we haven't taken them. It just seems to be the story of our season, really. Guys, as the left side is on the other side in Belgium. Alright, so he's just confused. It's like driving on the road, is it? But yeah, I think that's an interesting first half. There's a lot to talk about on that. I want to have a look at the stats because I'm intrigued to see what the XG presents itself as, which, as expected, fairly even. So Chelsea 57% possession. That's a really positive sign. You know, we've had more of the ball than Arsenal, one of the most possession-based sides in the Premier League, and they've had 43% of the ball. The difference is they've had 13 shots and we've had 5. But the interesting thing is they've created just 1.27 XG. We've created 1.21. They've scored a goal. And they've had 13 shots to our 5. We had one big chance. They had none, but they've scored. We've had a big chance. We missed it. So it's just they're the differences, aren't they, really? You know, you look at Arsenal, they don't even need a big chance to score, and we're missing one, and we've had chances which has not really done anything with. There's, you know, another one there where Jackson runs in on goal, and it doesn't end up being even a shot. It's just infuriating. It's really infuriating. But you know, let's look at the positives from a Chelsea perspective. Possession really high, which is good to see. You know, we had a huge chance with that Disasi one. It was 0.92 XG. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's such a glaring opportunity. We actually created something from a set piece. We just couldn't get our body position right. It's frustrating when Trossard scores a 0.1 XG chance, which should have been saved and should have been dealt with by Gilchrist. But yeah, Harry says, same old story, get punished for being wasteful. I think to a certain extent, obviously, we also haven't created chances like Arsenal have. You know, Arsenal may not have created any huge, big chances, but they have created, such a high frequency, such a high volume of chances. We haven't really been able to compete on that front. We've created very few chances, and we had one that was very clear-cut, and we didn't put it away. 0.92 XG. I mean, there's not many bigger XG misses this season, are there? I think probably Jackson at some point. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel massively let down by that first half. It does feel we could have been level at the break, but ultimately we weren't the better team. Arsenal were. I know possession was higher for Chelsea, but it's not about how much of the ball you have, it's about what you do with it, and we didn't really do anything with it. You know, we got the ball in our half for quite a bit. We pushed into their half occasionally. When we gave it to Jackson, he ran into a corner for a bit. Maybe he's been learning from Sterling, but it's just when Arsenal had possession, only 43% of the ball. Yet when it feels like they've had the majority, because when they do get the ball, they move it so quickly, so effectively, and so efficiently. They don't need to have the ball for long periods of time. Chelsea it takes 100 passes to get from our goalkeeper to our attacking third, and then we end up putting it out for a goal kick, or not getting a shot away, or crossing it into a box where we have no players and they deal with it easily. That's the difference. Arsenal know how to create chances. They know who they're creating chances for. They know who's creating the chances. Chelsea are figuring out on the fly every game. You'd think by now there'd be some sort of inclination, some sort of understanding of what we're going to do with the ball. But that's just not materialising. Harry says, that's all right. We'll get a penalty soon and watch Madueke and Jackson fighting over it just for Jackson to blast it over. Yeah, or Madueke to roll it right at the keeper. That would be amusing. I hope if they do fight over it, Gallagher just steps up and takes it. Smash it over the bar. But yeah, there's just... Without Kyle Palmer, we do really lack any sort of penetration this season. It's just infuriating. And, you know, I've defended Jackson like he's my son this campaign and throughout today's stream, in fact. But I can't excuse when the ball comes into you. That was a big opportunity for me. And instead of heading it, he put his hands up like he was shielding himself with the ball. I mean, that's mental. You know, I wouldn't expect under 8s to do that. You know, they don't get their noggin behind it. Or maybe under 8s, we can accept that. But he is a professional footballer. The ball comes in at head height and he goes, ah. What is that? What is that? The ball comes in and he sticks his hands to shield his face. That is ridiculous. Like, quite frankly, that is ridiculous. But, I don't know. It's just so many frustrating elements. So many frustrating elements. And again, you know, as I say, I'll defend Jackson, but you can't defend the indefensible. 18 votes, by the way, in the poll in chat. 61% Arsenal, 28% Chelsea. I think that's fairly fair. Yeah, there is still a chance for Chelsea. But it is definitely majority Arsenal and 11% going for a draw. Harry says, I have Jackson FPL for 5 game weeks now. It'll pay off one day. He did really well against Everton, didn't he? Last time out. But yeah. Not going to happen tonight, is it, for Nicholas Jackson? And the problem is for Chelsea is I'm frustrated by some of the players on the pitch. And in that situation, you go, oh, why don't we turn to the bench? Why don't we see what delights are on there? The most senior player is Raheem Sterling, which is always fun. We've got Chuck Wemaker. We've got Cassaday, neither of whom have been given many Premier League minutes this season. We've got Keanu Dyer, who's a 17-year-old who I'd love to see involved at some point, but I don't know why we didn't bring him on when we were 6-0 against Everton. Instead, we went, let's see Chilwell at left wing, because that's what I want to fucking watch. Ben Chilwell play left wing. They're the things that don't make much sense to me from Poch this season and stuff like that. I've also got David Washington and Jimmy Turiainen. I don't know if we're going to see either of those this evening, but we probably will because we haven't got many subs. Which is the one thing, positive thing for players like Dyer and Turiainen is they might get involved because we simply just don't have enough players at the minute. Which is ridiculous because everyone goes, oh, Chelsea have 40 players. That might be true, but half of them are not ready to play for our team yet. They're all out on loan. The other half are injured. So we're fairly bare bones at the moment in terms of the squad. But yeah, it's an interesting one for Chelsea. I really don't know how we're going to play in the second half. I don't know what we change, what we do. Can we change anything? Or is it simply that we're just not going to be able to get back into this game? I think that we will be hard pressed to find an equaliser. I'd be very surprised if we don't concede in the second half for the starters. But yeah, I mean, they're talking about the Jackson challenge here as if that could be a red card. Yellow, maybe. It's not. It's not red. It's stupid, but there's no malice behind it. Not a red card for me. But yeah, I don't know. Frustrating 45 minutes. We didn't really get a whole lot going. Arsenal were by far, well, not by far the better team, but they played the better stuff. They took their goal. It's been a professional performance from them so far, so you can't really complain too much. I know we've had more of the ball. I know we've, created very similar XG, but a lot of that was from one chance. But again, if we take that, then the game has a very different complexion. Harry says, when did Chilwell get injured again? Also, Kukurea has a walking red card. Yeah, he is. I didn't know Chilwell was out injured again, to be fair. I thought he just came back. We brought him in the Everton game, didn't we, on Monday night? Because obviously he's been injured for a while, nursing back in. And he's out till the end of the season, seemingly, with a muscle injury. So that's brilliant. I'm so glad we brought him in that Everton game. We could have given him another game's rest and then maybe brought him in this game. But instead, we put him at left wing for a bit. We've made Tyreek George and Jimmy Turiainen. and Keanu Dyer sit there and watch him. Both young players who have been very good in the youth setup this season and deserve a shot at the first team. We had him out before kick-off parading around. Look, Chelsea's youth squad are brilliant. Sat on the bench for 90 minutes to watch as we subbed on, I think it was Chilwell and Sterling, wasn't it, to reinvigorate our attack for the end of the game. But yeah, again, it could look very different today. If we have Gusto or James at right back, I don't think we concede early on. I know that's a bit, that's nice, but we don't have those available. But equally, how are we in a situation where our under-18 centre-half is playing right back tonight? How has that happened? Was it £1 billion and we haven't got a fit right back at the club right now, or anyone capable in the first team setup of covering there? And that's mind-boggling to me. Other than that, I look at the injured players. Obviously, Palmer makes a huge difference. In Nkunku, we've not seen all season, so I can't really comment. The same for Lavia. Fofana as well. He's not played a game of football this season, so yeah. I don't know, it's just a frustrating situation Chelsea find themselves in. But yeah, I have no idea when Chilwell got injured. But equally, as you say, we don't really have anyone. I think if we were going to bring off Cucurella or Gilchrist, we'd have to bring on Chalobah. So when it rains, it pours. But yeah, I don't know. Is it possible we come back in the second half? Of course. Is it likely? No. Can it happen? Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. It's really difficult. Chelsea are a good enough side though to fight Arsenal. Arsenal aren't, a Man City or something where it just feels inevitable. They are beatable. We almost beat them back in October, but we just don't seem to be up for it tonight. I think it definitely shows an over-reliance on Palmer, not just in front of goal, but in our attacking areas as someone that will carry the ball forwards, as someone that can unlock defences and pick out passes. Not having him available this evening is just difficult, obviously, but we can't be so reliant on one player with our injury team. Guys, as much as having Jackson under contract till 2031. The thing is, I don't have an issue with Jackson particularly in terms of I think that there is a very good player there or a potentially very good player there. For me, though, he needs to be handed competition because without competition, you grow comfortable. He is guaranteed to start up front, simply because nobody else can. We don't have another striker. David Washington's hardly putting pressure on him to be in the first team. So, I mean, one, I don't understand the decision to let Breuer and David Fofana both out on loan in January and not sign a striker. But this summer, for me, we have to be signing a striker that will compete with Jackson. Now, I don't think that's going to be a Tony or an Osimhen that I'd love to see because simply we don't have enough money. I'd love to see it be Alexander Isak, but do we have £70 million in terms of do we have that in the FFP budget? Probably not right now. But we can find someone around that £50 million mark, £50 million mark, that is good enough. Surely we can do that with Chelsea Football Club. Scout a bit. Maybe we do break the bank on someone like Isak. If we can find the budget, if we can maybe move on Sterling for a bit of money, if we can move on Cucurella for a bit of money, if we can move on, Ian Martin might go anyway because he has an option to buy in his Dortmund loan deal for 35 million or something like that, which isn't awful money for him, but I'd say it's worth closer to 50. And I'd love to have him in the side to play. I'd rather have him than Cucurella. Especially if we were to go to a wing-back formation next season, a three-back of sorts. But, yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see. Anyway, shouldn't be long now until the second half gets underway. Chelsea will be hoping to start the second half off a lot better than they started the first half. Because again, if we don't concede in the early stages, then I think this second half, or the rest of the first half, probably has a very different complexion. And I think there'll be a bit more belief in that Chelsea team, a bit more confidence that we could actually achieve something this evening. Anyway, we're about to get underway for the second half. I'm going to do a little plug. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. If you haven't left a like, then make sure to do so as well. I know there's not a whole load of people in chat this evening, but thanks to everyone that has tuned in so far. And don't go anywhere as the second half is about to get underway. But yeah, if you could subscribe, leave a like, show that you're enjoying tonight's stream, and get involved in the live chat. That would all be greatly appreciated. Mainly get involved in the live chat. Even if you're just tuning in for the first time, get involved, say hi, give your thoughts, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, thank you for your support this evening. But and yeah, we're about to get underway for the second half. Most of the players out on the field. Arsenal in a huddle, discussing what they're going to do. Arteta looks on. I think there'll be a little bit of worry there for Arteta. Obviously, they're not comfortable yet in this game. They very much could be. They had chances to go 2 up. They had chances that they could have been 2 or 3 up by this point. Chelsea only now emerging from the tunnel. But for Chelsea, there's still a chance here. They've got to believe they can get this done. If they don't believe, what's the point in even coming out for the second half? So they've got to believe they can win today. Doesn't look like there's any personnel changes for Chelsea. So, I mean, I'll be interested to see if there's any tactical changes, any sort of shifts, because obviously that first half wasn't good enough. We created one big chance, that was about it. That's how it says. Big 45 now. Come on, Chelsea, still in this. We are. This is still a winnable game for Chelsea, in my opinion. Still very winnable. If we want to go out there and get it. Arsenal will get us on the way for the second half. Simon Oper blows his whistle. We Martin Odegaard to get us started, and he knocks it back, and we are underway for another 45 minutes of action here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0 going into the second half. Can Chelsea mount a comeback? Can Arsenal see it out to stay in the title fight? Well, I mean, we've instantly lost the ball, and that will be a Chelsea free kick. Good start. We've held on to the ball. Caicedo. Now to Sassy, back to Moise Caicedo. Badiashile. Gallagher lets that run across his body. And evades the tackler Party to bring it forward. Fraser out wide. Madueke chests it down well. Tomiyasu goes touch tight with him. He plays it back to Enzo Fernandez. Now Gilchrist. Gilchrist back to Disassi. Gallagher for Enzo Fernandez. Now Declan Rice. Odegaard. Partey. Now Ben White. Thomas Partey. Blocked there by Jackson. Madueke tries to play it back to Jackson. Jackson fouled. And that's a Chelsea free kick. Good area for this free kick as well for Chelsea. Thomas Partey only a talking to for that foul. As well, one back by Jackson. He gave it to Madueke, and then there was definitely a foul in there. But yeah, not bad stuff at all from Chelsea to start their second half. And well, I know we don't make much of free kicks, but you never know. Could this be the opportunity? It's a bit deeper than I thought it was. And Jackson is down, holding his leg. He will get back to his feet with a little bit of a limp. It's Gallagher over this one. And I fully expect this to go out for a goal kick. Be an overhit ball. All the other options we put it straight at the players in front. But it is hit towards the back post, headed away by Rice. Here's Cucurella. Gallagher. Now Gilchrist. Goes wide into Enzo Fernandez. Enzo shimmies himself inside. Now forced back to Gilchrist. Gallagher. Cucurella. Now Badiashile. Badiashile can hold on to the ball for a moment. Finds Conor Gallagher. Gallagher wants to drive it forwards. Here's Mark Cucurella. Gallagher. Carries it forwards. Tries to find Mudryk. But unable to, and that will be Saliba's ball. Saka. Now Saliba. Plays it long, and, well, Badiashile offers a challenge there. Havertz goes down, and he protests, but Arsenal's complaints will be waved away by Hooper. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Goes back to Badiashile. It's an awful pass, and Arsenal will press high as we lose about 20 yards there. Gallagher caught in possession. Arsenal will spring into life. Odegaard goes to Rice. Rice, big opportunity. Saved well by Petrovic. Cucurella then will get to the rebound and clear it away. Mudryk can't keep it in play. Arsenal thrive, but we just... no idea what Conor Gallagher's trying to do here. It all comes from Enzo's awful pass back towards Badiashile. They spring forwards quickly, Arsenal. Rice bouncing on it, gives to Odegaard. Odegaard goes left, holds onto it well, shifts it to Rice. Bashir does well to see him wide, to force him into a narrow angle, and Petrovic saves it well. But ultimately, we lose the ball too cheaply. We get opened up too quickly. And, well, that could have been a very, very bad ending. Arsenal with a throw-in then on the far side. Martin Odegaard. Partey. Tries to come forward, Odegaard, but blasts it over. Arteta trying to get the Arsenal fans up. They've not been bad tonight, Arsenal, but there's definitely, they definitely could have scored a lot more tonight. They definitely could have looked more comfortable. Chelsea go long. Mudryk chests it down again, and then gives it to Trossard. Here's Rice. Carrying it forwards, wants some sort of wide option on this left-hand side. Doesn't have one. Plays down the line, and Trossard will make the run to get there. Back towards Tomiyasu. Gallagher. Madueke. Rice just plucks that out of the air with a long reach of the right leg, and then Partey tries to force the ball forwards. It's picked off by Chelsea, given back to Arsenal, though. Here's Trossard. Now White. Saka. Odegaard. Odegaard looks wide, finds White. White can hold on to it for a moment before giving it back to Odegaard. Slides it through the lines. Havertz is in on goal, and he's put it wide. Saved well by Petrovic. Big miss from Kai Havertz. Great opportunity for Arsenal. Should be 2-0. Yeah, slid through the lines wonderfully by Odegaard. And it's just a slight nick off Djordje Petrovic there. Havertz tries to just poke it past the goalkeeper. He gets a wonderful stop. And yeah, pokes it past the far post. Sorry, pokes it past the near post. Arsenal now with a corner. We know the threat they pose from these, the most successful team at them. And White has fouled Cucurella now. Cucurella, I don't know really what Cucurella's up to today. Just a clown show, really. It's already been booked once. Could easily get booked again. Now it will be an Arsenal corner. Saka. Plays it short. Odegaard. Back to Saka. Plays to the edge. Declan Rice. Goes through bodies. Falls to White. It's in the back of the net. And that is 2-0 Arsenal. It's a cheap way to concede. But, well worked corner routine, and Arsenal find the goal. Sort of a right place, right time situation for Ben White. Struck by Rice. It was blocked in there. Fell to White. And he puts it in. A frustrating one, but we've been under the cosh this second half. We've not really been able to go forward at all. And so Arsenal double their advantage. Yeah, we've not done anything in this second half. We look like a team that's already lost the game. It's frustrating because we had an opportunity this evening, and we could have come out the second half with a lot of belief, a lot of enthusiasm, but just woeful, really. How White is stood there in acres, I don't know. And Arteta rightfully celebrates because he knows that gives Arsenal what should be a win tonight. Chelsea could have got a goal and upset their evening and then took the belief from that. But at 2-0, it feels unrealistic to expect Chelsea to come back now. Cash has brought in White in FPL this week. I think I have Ben White on the wild card. In which case, my already incredible wild card is going even better. But Saka turns away from Cucurella. Cucurella takes it off and only gives it to Odegaard. Now here's Havertz. And Arsenal are running rings around Chelsea now. White, Odegaard. I'm back by Caicedo. White. Caicedo's rugby tackle someone, but since Arsenal still have the ball, they can keep playing. Mudryk does now win it back. Gallagher. Plays it behind Saliba. Saliba will knock it back to his goalkeeper under pressure from Jackson. Now Gabriel. Games that matches Harry. It does feel that way, doesn't it? And a happy St. George's Day to you too, Rob. To anyone that celebrates. Odegaard. Now Gabriel. Lifting it towards Trossard, headed away by Gilchrist. Now Tomiyasu. And right, let's put that out of play, and that will be a Chelsea throw. I'm just going to double check if I've got White in my field team. Minor victory. What's been an otherwise awful evening. I think I do, because it's not quite 60 minutes and he's on 53. Yeah, he's on 7. Lovely stuff, but, well, awful for Chelsea. But yeah. RS, an Arsenal fan saying, what a time to be a Gooner. Yeah, I mean, I'd also love finishing second behind City every year. Here's Badiashile. Arsenal win it back. Havertz tries to chest it down but can't. Odegaard. Partey. White. Goes down the line. Bukayo Saka. Odegaard picked up there. Badiashile getting in front of it. And then Saka commits a foul and that is given. Chelsea just haven't looked at it at all in the second half. At least in the first half, you know, you could, as much as we didn't have a whole lot of chances, we had that one for Disasi and we had more of the ball. But in the second half, we haven't got out of our own half yet. Arsenal have just been bombarding Chelsea with shots and chances. A dominant display in the second half, and Chelsea, yeah, just completely out of it, really. 1-0, you'd expect the team to come out and fight, especially given the magnitude of a game like this, it being a derby and Chelsea needing points, but we're just playing awfully. Petrovic goes long with it. And Arsenal's defence will get a chance just to sit in possession. White. Now Partey. Gabriel. Goes back to Saliba. White. Plays it down the line. Martin Odegaard. White. Here is Saliba. Gabriel. And Madueke picks up on the ball, and Gabriel has definitely fouled him there, but not given. Here's Odegaard. Plays it in behind. Havertz now for Arsenal. Holds off Kukureya and smashes home. And, well, another goal for Havertz. Another one for Arsenal. Another goal for Havertz this season, I mean, not tonight. But it's just getting embarrassing now. 3-0, and we look like we can concede a shit ton tonight. We really do. Just embarrassing. Just absolutely embarrassing. I mean, it's just so easy. So easy for Arsenal there. There is a VAR check here. Harry says, I'll take a punt. The Poch sat down, lying back in his chair. I mean, he did get up there as there was a foul. He was sat down. He only got up because there was a foul. The ball goes through. It's a really well-timed ball from Odegaard. Havertz putting it past the goalkeeper. I mean, I don't see how this isn't a foul from Gabriel. He gets none of the ball and just wrestles Madueke to the ground. So this should be disallowed, but probably won't. But yeah, VAR should check this goal and should disallow it. Whether or not they will remains to be seen. But yeah, Havertz, he was guaranteed to score against his former side, you feel. And play does continue. So that's good to know that they've added in the referee's rulebook this year. If you do lose the ball, what you do is you kick the player and then you rugby tackle them to the ground to win it back. That is in the rule, so that's good. I forgot about that addition, to be fair. Here's Disasi. I mean, at this spray, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? But, you know, we've seen so much controversy, so much discourse about refereeing standards in the Premier League recently. And here again tonight, VAR should intervene and disallow a goal, and does fuck all. It's Madueke. Gilchrist. Can he deliver it? No, goes to the edge. Disasi. Gallagher, Disasi. Here is Noni Madueke. Enzo gives it across to Watchalong. Chelsea hopeless without Palmer, says Gary. Yeah, we lack any sort of penetration. I mean, that and, you know, we don't look great tonight anyway. I don't know how much of a difference Palmer makes. I mean, he might have scored, he might have picked up the ball and caused a lot of issues, but we don't have any sort of idea what we're doing tactically tonight. We've had all the ball, done fuck all with it. Arsenal have walked around us and put it in the back of the net. I mean, the goals I've scored in the second half have been so easy. The one in the first half was so easy, and they're coming forwards again. Trossard, he's got Odegaard up there in support. He's got Havertz up in support. Shots gets blocked. Watchalong. Now Chelsea can look to play out. Madueke. Tomiyasu pounces on it because he's half fucking asleep. He's been awful as well. I mean, everyone's been awful, to be fair. Havertz at the back post keeps it alive. Can he keep it going? Odegaard has a shot blocked. Partey has a shot blocked. Partey gets it back again. We've sat 8 players in the box and we still can't get the fucking ball. It's incredible. Ball goes in the box. Tomiyasu, and it's headed away by Gilchrist. We gave City a game on Saturday up at the Emirates. Then turn up at the Emirates and fucking handed it to him, says Harry. Yeah. 30 minutes to go. It could be 300. We're not going to get a goal. I'd rather it was 3. At least then we can't concede. But I mean, I don't really care because we've lost this game anyway. But how on earth that is not a free kick? I don't know. Nick Knack says City were shadowed to play in Real Madrid. Well, also we got it tactically right. You know, we set up well, narrow, disciplined, and we fought for every ball. And then we did come forward. We did pack some sort of punch. Here's Jackson in on goal. Fuck me. I don't have the words to describe how we've not scored here. Madueke runs forward. Jackson gets the ball here. He just runs past Gabriel because Gabriel falls over and smashes into the side netting. Look how much space there was to the right. Why has he looked right? This bloke. Like, who is training him? Who is training him? Because they need sacking. What striking coach is going, yeah, go near post. I know there's fucking acres on the left-hand side, but yeah, just smash it in the side netting where the goalkeeper is. But also it's common sense. I mean, come on. Jesus Christ. But enough of that bloke, hit the fucking target. I mean, I've defended him so much this season, but what more is there to say? Even if he puts it straight at Raya there, at least he gets it on target. But you've broken into the 6-yard box and you've not even hit the fucking target. You've not even got anywhere near it. Get Jimmy on, can't do any worse. He's not a striker. We don't have get Dave Washington up front, I'd say. Why not? Like, quite frankly, what is there to lose at this point in the season? Jackson doesn't score goals anyway. I like his link up with Palmer. Sure, that's good. You know, he's quite good at linking up at times when he's not falling over himself. But he's not scored enough. You know, he's missed so many opportunities in big moments. I don't know. Again, I still think there's a good player in there somewhere, but he's missed so many fucking chances. It's just frustrating. It's demoralising, everything. You know, there's been so many games this season we should have won. Irritating. Guy puts Lowell Jackson missing a sitter. Classic. Doesn't get any easier than that. And the simple fact is, that's a better chance than any of the Arsenal players have had all evening. Well, Ben White's one, because he just fucking stood in the 6-yard box and all our players were all over the shop. But that was as good an opportunity as you're going to get in a game like this. And you just smash it in the side netting. Ball into the box, headed away, glanced away by Gabriel's head. Havertz just running into a corner now. See it out, why not? 2-0 Leicester, by the way. Big result for them. Put Denzel Washington on for all I care. I'd back it. We need that bloke from goal. He was incredible. Santiago Munoz, wasn't it? I think that was his name. No, Nunez. No, surely not Nunez. Must have been Munoz or I can't remember. If anyone remembers the name of the guy who is the guy in goal, plays for Newcastle and Real Madrid and all that. Get him. Anyway, here come Arsenal. Rice. Partey. Saliba. Odegaard. I can't recall a game where we've been so poor. In my lifetime, we've been so poor against Arsenal. Like, at least we usually turn up or Taylor gives them the game. Tonight, we've just been shit. And we've had them fucking easy goals as well. Jackson's managed to not win the ball despite Saliba falling over there. It's phenomenal. Saka running at Cucurella, which just feels unfair at this point. Cucurella dives in. Saka gets it to Havertz. Havertz scores and it's 4. He's on a double. Arsenal get a 4th. I don't know where the subs are for Chelsea, but I mean, even at 3, I'd have been throwing players on because why not? Why not? The 11 players on the pitch today have done themselves an absolute fucking disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Every single one of them. I think Saka's offside. VAR will probably not check it, though. Might as well give him the goal at this point. I mean, it's fucking shite from Cucurella. It's awful from Badiashile and Disasi, who both stand right in front of Havertz and offer no challenge as he just scores. In off the post. 4-0 Arsenal. I mean, the issue is we're 25 minutes here. And without, wanting to put, making a real dampener, we could lose this really awfully. Like, they could get 3 or 4 in the last 25 minutes here. And who do we turn to? Sterling and Chalobah. So, hallelujah, eh? At least we're not going to lose here. So, Mudrik's off for Raheem Sterling. And Enzo Fernandez off for Trevor Chalobah. So, we will go 5-2-3, I'm guessing. I'm guessing Gallagher will sit in the pivot. Chalobah goes into a back 5. We're just going to sit defensive and hope to fuck that we don't lose by more. I mean, 4-0 is already an embarrassment, quite frankly, to Arsenal. At least this means we've got wing-backs now. Again, our wing-backs, though, which I just don't get it from Poch. When we've got actual wing-backs at the club, who can attack and who can play some good football, we go, nah. We're gonna play a 4-back all season, and we're not even gonna look at a 5-back. And then when we've got fucking Cucurella and a centre half of the under-18s in Alfie Gilchrist, we go, now we'll try a 3-back. Now we'll try it. When our squad, to me on paper, looks perfectly suited to a 3-4-2-1. Type thing where like an Amorim system or an Inzaghi system. Less so Inzaghi is more 5-3-2. We have so many attackers we need to fit them in somewhere, and not any fit midfielders. And says hope Cucurella tops this game off by smashing into somebody so he can't play next week. Like we don't have any other fucking left backs. That's the issue now, isn't it? Who plays left back? Honestly, if Cucurella doesn't play, who plays left back? I mean, I'd give Dujon Richards the go. He's like 18. But can he be any shitter than Mark Cucurella? I'm not sure that's possible at this rate. I would genuinely... Who have we got next weekend? Run the 18s. They've won the under-18 Premier League. They can't be anywhere else than this bunch of clowns. Sterling takes a free kick. It's on target, but... I mean... I'd have caught it. It had nothing on it. That's all. Raya. Sprays one out to Tomiyasu in Acres, who can now drive through the midfield. Gives it out to Rice, who found a wide pocket of space. Here is Partey. Why? At least a 3-back means Cucurella can just run at people and then we don't immediately get caught out. Here's Rice. Again, though, it does look like we've never played this formation before. So we are just running around, hoping we don't concede again. Harris has never known a Chelsea side so bad to lose 4-0 to Arsenal. Not a single player on the team should start next week. Let's see what the issue is. We've got so many injuries in the minute. I mean, does anyone on the bench inspire you? So they don't inspire me, particularly. I mean, this is going to get fucking ugly, innit? I can just sense it. Clip this up like when Goldbridge was reacting to United losing 7-0 to Liverpool, because that's what this is going to fucking be at this rate, innit? There's 20 minutes to go and they're coming forwards again here. They look like they're going to score every time they come forwards. That's the real fear. Odegaard lifts it over the top. Ben White, I mean, he's meant to cross it, but he's put it in the fucking back of the net. 5-0. We are losing 5-0 to Arsenal. 5-0 to Arsenal. I don't think I've ever watched a Chelsea team that looks so shit. So absolutely shit as we do tonight. And there's just nothing. I mean, we're shouting, we're pointing fingers, but quite honestly, what the fuck? Like here, Kukurea offers no challenge to Saka. Saka goes to Odegaard in an acre. No one is anywhere near Ben White as the ball gets lifted in, over the top. And he just puts it over Petrovic. I mean, it's 5-0. I don't really know what to say. At all, really. Like, what can I say at this rate? I've defended some of these players all season. And I've defended Poch to no ends. But I don't really know what you can say when you lose 5-0 to Arsenal. I just don't know. You know, I get when we don't look, you know, incredible. I can understand tonight if we lost 2-0 and we know we struggled. But we just don't. There's no one on the pitch that gives a shit. And that's the difference for me. Even if you're going to play not particularly well, at least look like you give a shit. That's the key thing for me. Is that I look out on this pitch today, I see players jogging, I see players half-assed, I see players making silly mistakes. I mean, at this rate, I mean, you've seen the goal right there a minute ago. No one even bothered. We saw White and went, oh, well. No, he's in, he's scored. Odegaard's lifted it in behind and we're not even fucking watching. It's just like, what's the point? And quite frankly, we've got 20 minutes to go, and Arsenal are bringing on the subs. They've got Martinelli on for Trossard, Zinchenko on for Tomiyasu. They've got Jesus on for Havertz. They've got Jorginho on in midfield. I didn't see who came off for him. What did Chelsea do? We brought on Trevor Chandler and Sterling. We've got a shit team out of the pitch. We're losing 5-0 to Arsenal. We make subs and it gets fucking worse. How does that happen? At this rate, Turiainen. Why the fuck not? I forgot his name. Keone Dyer. Why the fuck not? Because they're players that are going to give a shit. They know what it's like to be a Chelsea player because they've been in the academy. They will go out there on the pitch and at least run about a bit. Sterling's not run since he's come on the pitch. Madueke's looked hopeless all night. Our back two have been crap and Chalobah's added to that. Kukurea is not a Premier League footballer anymore. I don't know what happened to him when we signed him from Brighton, but he is now just shit. Alfie Gilchrist, to be fair to the lad, hasn't been awful. He's not a right back though. We know that he's a centre half. You know, our youth team didn't play him as a centre half for years because they just fancied it. That's where he plays. I don't know why we keep playing him at right back, but anyway, I mean we've now got Conor Gallagher and Caicedo in a pivot. To be fair, I mean, our attackers haven't really been involved at all tonight. We haven't got the ball forwards. Madueke is putting in a good effort here, but Raya will eventually scramble the ball off his feet. Daz Reynolds says, big up, if any. What game are you doing this weekend? We're not live tomorrow. Sorry, Daz, we're not live this weekend. We will be back next week, though, with Champions League ties, where everything hopefully looks a bit more positive. Hopefully the stream can be better. I'm sorry, guys, but tonight I've got no fucking insights to give you. It's just, you know what? This is shit. That's my insight. Harris says fans don't deserve this. Poch gone. Big change for next weekend and tickets refunded. Oh, tickets refunded. I'd be outside handing him fucking money before they left. I would be surprised if there's anyone in a Chelsea shirt left in the stands. I'll be honest. This is just embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I've never watched a Chelsea team put up less of a fight against Arsenal. That's the one game of the season, that and Tottenham, you have to fucking show up for. And this lot of players just don't look like they give a shit. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not everyone on the pitch. And there are players, this team can look better as it has this season on multiple occasions. But we've not lost in 9 Premier League fixtures. We come into this Arsenal game today and we've been fucking awful. That doesn't just happen because we don't have Cole Palmer. One player cannot make that grave a difference. Here's Conor Gallagher. Alfie Gilchrist. 15 to play. At least we're actually coming forwards now. But, I mean, the fact that Cucurella is still on the pitch, I just can't understand. I get we don't have many options on the bench, but I put Silver at left back at the minute. Keone Dyer, who's not in a fucking left back, I'll shove him on there. Why not? What have we got to lose at this rate? There's not a single player. I think, I'll try and be positive somewhat. Madueke, I think, can hold his head up tonight. The only one on there that can, really. Because with the very limited service we gave any of our attackers, he actually has fought tonight. There's a kid in the crowd that's put it fucking right. I don't want your shot, I just want you to fight for ours. And not a single player on that pitch has done that this evening. Not a single one. I commend, Madueke did well with the limited service he got. I don't think Mudryk was particularly poor. Jackson missed a big chance, but at least he looked like he did something. Cesare Castells now, will be coming on at the next stoppage. Not at this stoppage, I thought he might be, but they're going to wait. See if we can score from this. Here's Jackson. I'm glad that was put out for a goal kick. 3-0 Leicester as well. They're doing well. At least I'm on 105 now on my free hit. That's my highest FPL score in a very long time. Definitely of the season. Still a lot of players to play tomorrow, but... Christ, Chelsea. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I might just sit here in silence the next 15 minutes. Just sit here. What an awful game for Chelsea. What an absolutely awful performance. Here's Sterling. Oh, he's just... Honestly, what is the point of him being on the field? Why have we subbed him on? Why have we subbed him on? We've seen all season how bloody useless he is. Why have we subbed him on? Gabriel's down. Seems to be struggling with some sort of injury. Not exactly sure what. Gary says, I'm on 87, no chip. That's after a -4. 105 is insane. Thank you, Gary. I used my free hit this week. So I've got... I'm on 104 now. Someone must have picked up... I think White's got a yellow. Mateta, Solanke, Darwin Nunez. I've got Captain Salah, Eze, Munoz, and Alexander Arnold, and Pickford, which could go badly, all to play. So another 8 players as well. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yeah, release him in the morning. Who's Sterling? You can't release someone on 375,000 a week, unfortunately. Here come the subs. Silver is coming on for Gilchrist. And Cassidy is going to come on as well. I imagine that's going to be for Noni Madueke. So we're going to go 5-3-2, I assume. And Mark Cucurella, of all people, is still on the pitch. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's 12 minutes to go. We can get through this. Just what is it? Here's David Raya. He smashed it in the air. Silva wins the header. White tries to go down the line. Cucurella wins the header. It's a mess. There's a foul in there. I think it was Sterling that committed it. That can't have been, surely. No way he moved that much. Here's White. Dummies a free kick. And now it will be Saliba that takes it. Odegaard. Oh, it just cut to a fun new camera that doesn't show where the fucking ball is. So that's good. White. Odegaard. Gallagher commits a foul for the sake of it. So that's fun. There's our captain. Spinning people around. I mean, yeah. Just... What? What am I meant to say? What am I meant to say now? Absolutely awful. Gabriel. 4-0 Leicester at least. I said whatever Poch said at half time has worked a treat. Saka. It's probably I've got White on my FPL, so if you can let him do a bit, that'd be great. Probably something along those lines from Poch. Maybe just a defeatist attitude. Maybe just goes, you know what, we've lost. See you all next week. Who do we play next? Who do we owe the pleasure? Villa. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. But yeah, Villa, Tottenham after that. I mean, that has to be a win. If Poch isn't gone by tomorrow morning, I think, you know, that game could be it for him. I just don't know how we make any progress as a club. The problem is, again, as I say, we've got the expectations too high. I feel like this summer, we'll try and sell everyone because they've been shit. And then we'll do the whole rebuild thing again and be really positive going into the season. I'll predict us to finish 4th in the Premier League in our pre-season predictions video. Everyone will be going, yeah, we're gonna do it this season. This is gonna be our year. And then predictably it won't work because who have we signed up front? I'm gonna say Seru fucking Garassi, and obviously he won't be good enough. And then yeah, we'll just be shit for a bit. Anyway, Harry says Tuchel, Potter, and Lampard were never this bad. I mean, I don't really. All the managerial decisions have never made any sense to me. From Clearlake, because we made it quite clear from the start we weren't going to be interested in having Tuchel, yet we decided to keep him for the first 2 months. At that point, why not just let him see out the season? Because we weren't going to finish horrendously low in the table. He'd have brought it back eventually, or get rid of him at the start of the season and let someone come in and do a job. Instead, we let Tuchel go make a load of signings. That didn't work. Obviously. Then we went and got Potter. And we gave him a January window where we made a few signings, and we didn't give him any time to bed those signings in before we got rid of him. And there was no real need to do that. Arsenal have almost scored. Odegaard blocked. Thank fuck. And we've dealt with it. Just 5-0 Leicester as well. Jesus, that's really not good for Southampton. But yeah, I don't really get why we sacked Potter, because we were so late in the season it wasn't going to make any tangible difference. And it didn't. And then this season, we signed Mauricio Pochettino, who never won anything in England, has a squad that doesn't really buy into his system, clearly, isn't really playing for him anymore, and hasn't managed in any sort of football for years. 3 years, I think it was, between his sacking, or 2 years between his sacking at PSG and his appointment at Chelsea. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. For me, I'd have stuck with Potter. I don't think he did much wrong, to be fair. You know, you gave him fucking Aubameyang. What did we expect? And while Chelsea's underlying numbers haven't looked bad this season, there's got to be a reason why we've not performed as well, and I don't want to see another squad overhaul. So I'd rather see Poch go than a squad overhaul again, because that just won't work. Harry says the others don't give a shit. The others clearly gave a shit. Poch shit doesn't seem to give a toss. Bring Lampard in until the end of the year because at least he cares. Or better still, Jose Mourinho, interim manager. You're telling me that doesn't sound incredible? Because for me, Jose should not be our manager permanently. I love Jose Mourinho, but he should not be our permanent manager. But on a 2-month deal to get us into Europe, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Here come Chelsea. Cassidy. Now Chalobah. Cassidy. Disassi. Thiago Silva. Now Disassi. Conor Gallagher. Badiashile. Gallagher. Here is Trevor Chalobah. Cassidy, wonderful turn. Now Gallagher. Sterling, Cassidy. Here is Gallagher. Chalobah. Gallagher. Ball in, and it's caught by Raya. Gary says Mourinho, Lamau. Why not, Gary? Why not? But I didn't see the point in sacking Potter. There's not really much point in, this season though. We should be in Europe, but we've drawn with Sheffield United, drawn with Burnley. The one thing that Mourinho wouldn't fucking stand for is Jackson missing the chances that he's missing. And maybe what he needs is a manager that's going to go, you've got to score, mate. You've got to fucking score. Mourinho knows. Look at what Mourinho did with Drogba. He took a player who just came into the Premier League. I know it's a very different time. It's very different Mourinho. So I don't want him to be asked to manage next season. I love Jose, but I don't want him to be managed next season. But for 2 months, where is the harm? I think it increases our chance of getting European football at least, quite frankly. And if not, it's going to be fucking fun, innit? I'd rather us rack up a load of fines with the FA and have a couple of fights with Mourinho as manager and look like a team that gives a shit than this absolutely embarrassing mess of a team. Even at our lowest points under Tuchel and Lampard and even at our lowest points in the Abramovich era, where we had the messy divorce with Mourinho in 2015, where, we've endured some awful times. We lost 6-0 to City, for example, but that was a City team that were fucking ridiculous. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. Arsenal aren't a team we get battered by. They're just not. But we have been today. No slight on Arsenal because they've played fucking well, but we've been shit. Here's Jesus. Martinelli. Odegaard. Plays it out wide. Fabio Vieira. I didn't realise he'd even come on. Has a shot. I thought I was in, but is it the side netting? Harry says, play shit-ass football, get sick, have a bloody laugh. Yeah. Completely agree. 4-3-3. Just part of the VAS, win games. I feel like Poch has lost the dressing room. When you've got players jogging, players just not giving it anything today, then there's got to be some sort of question asked. There's got to be some sort of fucking question asked. Here's Jesus. 2 minutes to play. Well, at least the season's over soon. From a Chelsea perspective, at least the season's over soon. I've been saying that though the last 2 years now. The problem is with the Chelsea project, at least there is some sort of clear idea of what the project is, but it just doesn't look like it's going to work. And then the bigger question is, where does the fuck does that leave us? Seemingly in an FFP black hole with a bunch of players with no resale value and no joy from the whole situation. The thing that the Chelsea owners have got to realise is that we are not touchable. We're not untouchable. The fear is, how bad has this got to get for it to get better again? How low do we have to go? Because even at Arsenal's lowest, they were still on the fringes of Europe. I think their worst season was 10th, but last season was what? 12th. This season, at best for Chelsea, is going to be 6th. At worst, could be bottom half. I don't know. I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel at the moment with this Clear Lake capsule. We've got 7 minutes, which is fun. Why are we? I just don't get, like, I get the whole, we want to be fair, but what is the point in playing another 7 minutes here? Rack up goals for Arsenal? Because quite frankly, Chelsea aren't going to mount some sort of massive comeback. I don't think Arsenal are going to feel particularly hard done by if they get 1 minute of added time. They're 5-0 up. We're fucking about in our own box. So Martinelli should have scored, really, if he shot rather than outside the boot out the fucking pit. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Odegaard gets player of the match, rightfully so. It could easily be him. It could be Havertz. It could be Ben White. Got a brace against us. But one positive I'll take from tonight is that it's over soon. We're on the ball back to Sassy. Here's Chalabar. And also with that, at least we are getting back at the end of the season. Because if this was in October, I think we'd be in a much more difficult situation. But at least, the season's fucking over anyway, isn't it? We should be in a position where we are in Europe this season. Based on the points of the teams around us and in Europe right now, the performances of the teams in Europe right now. Newcastle United are 6th in the Premier League, by the way. Newcastle United. I know they've been in a rich vein of form recently, but they've been shit this year. And then rightfully, I'm not no slight on them. They've had loads of injuries. I understand that completely, but they've been shit this year. Manchester United are 7th in the Premier League. They are one of the worst teams I have ever seen in the Premier League that haven't been relegated. Awful, awful team. They play shit football and get away with it every week. West Ham are not a top 10 sort of side, really, this season. They've been awful and got away on individual quality. Players like Kudus and Bowen and Paqueta have just been able to, and James Ward-Prowse have been able to carry them through games. Chelsea come forwards now, and Sterling makes a shit pass. That bloke summarises everything that's wrong with Chelsea right now. An overpaid player who keeps getting handed opportunities ahead of our youth players, who would give a shit. And he's never given a shit, Sterling, from the minute he fucking got here. Players like Alfie Gilchrist, who hasn't been good today, admittedly, but I can make excuses for him because he's an 18-year-old who's played out of position. But players like him cover more ground in a 10-minute cameo than Sterling's covered in 2 fucking years. And that doesn't feel like an exaggeration because he's not moving. Since he's come on the pitch today, he's not moved. Jackson. I'm just going to watch Sterling for the last 4 minutes just to make myself really angry. Jackson has been fouled there by Gabriel. Ben White's on for a hat-trick, what a choke. Good W for the Gunners. Fair enough, Junior. Arsenal been good, but helps Chelsea have been so shit. Oh. If you want to see a good version of Chelsea, go to the Bridge on Saturday. So at least they might beat the best team in the world. Silva. Disassi. Here is Silva. That is Chile. Sterling coming forwards, blocked by Fabio Vieira. Here's Odegaard. Sterling wins it out the pitch. Odegaard tries to win it back. Falls to Gallagher. Cucurella. Gallagher. Now Sterling. Plays it in. I say plays it in. He got into the box and just sort of just rolled it in the general direction of where people might be. I mean, as a Chelsea fan with a Champions League trophy, I'm all for mocking Arsenal for being, you know, a smaller fucking club, but I'd put it away now, mate. We're 5-0 down. I don't think that's going to end particularly well for you. You're not exactly winning any debates. Also, the Arsenal attendance is absolutely awful tonight. Yeah, which is a library, but yeah, the Chelsea away end empty as well. There's just the bloke with the Champions League trophy in there. It's got like a replica balloon thing. Better who you're clowning, mate. We're 5-0 down. We've been embarrassing. Here's Thiago Silva, though. Gallagher. Can we score a goal? No. And here come Arsenal. Odegaard. He's been phenomenal this evening, Martin Odegaard. Bloody good player. But it helps when he's got all the space in the world. Martinelli's in. This could be 6. Saved well by Petrovic. Cassidy. Where are you going? Silva. It's Cassidy. Plays it in the middle and finds Sterling, who turns and now is running. It's a miracle. Sterling just ran, everyone. Jackson breaks into the box. Cucurella has crossed it despite there being no one in there. We're not even getting forwards. I get we're 5-0 down, but at least try and score a goal, lads. Some of our players are trying. Others that have just come on are not even moving. Where was Sterling's run to the box? He was stood on the edge of it, so why not run in it? It's the difference, isn't it? Arsenal put the effort in. Arsenal gave a shit. And Arsenal have won. Full time. Arsenal 5, Chelsea 0. At least it's over. But yeah, I haven't turned the timer off. I don't really have much to say. I think I'll just be regurgitating my thoughts of the last few hours. Gary, thank you for your kind message of good stream. Thanks. See you all next time. Next stream will be Champions League semi-finals where there is no Chelsea. There are no English clubs in all, so we can just forget this has happened. Harry says potch out in chat. I think I finally agree with that sentiment. Anyway, I'm going to put on some great outro music so you can all enjoy that, and I'm going to go. But thank you guys for watching and sticking with me. That's Arsenal's biggest win over Chelsea in history. Well, thank you for Gary to really put the nail in the coffin. Anyway, enjoy some tunes. See you all next time. Bye.